Don't forget to get tickets to our show. Easy, eventbrite.com. Search a Jason Show. Okay. It is one of the most popular white wines in the world, truly. Today, we're desperately seeking Chardonnay. Thank you, Aaron. And pairing it with some Halloween candy. Give it up for wine diva Leslee Miller, everybody. Hi, friend.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to talk about this grape.
Because, how do I put this? Chardonnay is everywhere, so some people might think it's a little, my favorite word, pedestrian.
Yes.
And sometimes, because it is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And I have to admit, I don't always love it. You have given me Chardonnays that I like, so I'm excited for this.
Well, we have to remember that where it's grown and how it's made makes a huge difference as to how it's going to taste. One of the biggest things that I hear people say all the time is, I won't drink Chardonnay because it's oaky.
It's oaky, it's
woody.
I feel like I'm like a beaver chewing on some wood.
Yeah, we call it Chateau 2x4, right? So we
you
don't.
do?
Yes,
I love that. Chateau 2x4.
Chateau 2x4.
Yeah.
So it really is about how it's made and where it's grown. Let's start in a cooler region. This is Austria.
Oh.
Now, when you see the words Blanc de Blanc on a sparkling label, it is generally 100% Chardonnay. So when people tell me
Blanc de Blanc?
Blanc de Blanc.
Okay.
When people tell me that they broke up with Chardonnay, but that they drink champagne, I go, girlfriend, let's go backwards. Because Blanc de Blanc just means you're drinking 100% Chardonnay, and this is Austrian, so it's a cooler climate.
Oh, this is good to good.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Blanc de Blanc. Now,
Yes.
can people, mere mortals, not wine, fabulous wine divas like you, Blanc de Blanc is everywhere, right?
Blanc de Blanc, you can find it on a ton of sparkling labels, but know that that is what you're drinking. You're drinking white grapes, but primarily it's like 90% of them are going to be Chardonnay based.
I'm going to save that for later. Yes. That's fantastic.
Isn't it
Okay,
so good? It's yummy. Okay, so then still moving in a cooler climate here, but this actually has a little touch of wood to it, but it's put into what's called a neutral barrel, meaning that it's been used several times over, so you don't
The wine barrel, the physical barrel.
That's right. So it's
Fascinating.
maybe 2 to 3 to 4 years old, so that you're not imparting that big sort of toasty creme brulee, French toast, pancake batter kind of essence to the wine. This is from the Macon, Burgundy. It's the birthplace of Chardonnay. Still crispy.
It is. I love this.
Yes.
I love this. Yeah, a little bit. It really, really good though.
Yeah, it has like a rounder note to it, right? And then there's stainless steel, or we've used marketing terms like naked or steel. Basically, the wine never saw the inside of a wood barrel.
So steel literally means what you said.
Stainless
It's
steel.
in a steel container.
That's right. It's in a steel, basically
Vessel.
vat, yes, inside of the winery. This is from South Africa, and what I love about this is you get the roundness of Chardonnay, but it's still very linear. Like, it's just like, yum, I want to drink this with everything.
We have been, I'm not kidding here. We've been doing these segments for many years. I've learned something, usually the audience does too. I have never realized, and I feel dumb, I have never realized how different the Chardonnays can taste, because this one, friends, is drastically different from this one. So I think I might like the steel ones.
Yes.
So people watching, they can walk into a wine store like Sip Better and go, can I get a Chardonnay that's in a steel?
Stainless steel.
And people won't look at them like they're crazy?
No,
oh,
that's
okay,
what they're asking for. You know what's really interesting about this conversation is that on your birthday, we had
fun.
Yes,
Sorry.
we had, it was very fun.
Leslee was with us in Hawaii. We may have had a couple bottles of wine. Yeah.
But we did have a Chardonnay, and I remember you saying, oh, I love this.
Yes.
And it was because it was in neutral. It was from France. And so I was like, see, he does love Chardonnay.
See,
he does.
I'm not joking. I've learned this. I'm going to ask for, and I think
Stainless
people that
steel.
don't like watching, don't like the wood tones of Chardonnay, I'm going to start asking for the neutral. I love that. We learned something.
Okay, so here is one from New York State.
New York State.
New York State. So remember, I think it was maybe a couple of years ago, but I came back and I had gone and done this big reconnaissance in New York State where they're growing a ton of wine since the 70s. This is blended with dry, bone dry Riesling. And it's another grape
I
that
can
you
tell
have
it's a little, it's a like a
massively opposed to, but is literally half and half Chardonnay and dry Riesling.
I can tell, and I like it. It's a little too sweet for me, but I would grind and turn it down.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, it's $16. It just has a little bit more of that round, unctuous note, a little bit of that pear note to it. Okay, now this is a wine. It's not in 100% brand new barrel. So if a wine goes into 100% brand new barrel, it's going to pull out all of those notes of like the toasted caramel, all of that little bit of nuttiness going on. I did pair, this is also 1 year used barrel, but it does have a little toastiness to it. And I'm recommending people try this with, of course, our hometown Pearson's nut roll.
The salted nut roll.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And if you're watching us from around, you can buy it online.
It is delicious. It's so good. A little bit of that peanutty. Anything that has a little bit of like caramel. I love the Twix with like Chardonnay. Also, the dumbest candy on earth is here for you.
Candy corn.
Candy corn. I'm telling you what.
No.
Candy corn and Chardonnay.
No.
We've done it before.
No, we got to go. But Lewis Black, my favorite comedian, has a great bit where he says he believes all the candy corn people, they've only made one batch of candy corn, and it was made in 1912. And then at the end of every Halloween, the candy corn people secretly go into the garbage cans of every household, dig out the candy corn, and recycle it the next year. Yes. Give it up for Leslee Miller, everybody. For these wines and more, head to sipbetter.com. Or if you're visiting us in Minneapolis, North Loop is her shop. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Cheers, everybody. This was sensational.